Hello, dear folks. Welcome to the show. Jack Chow on the East-West Show with G&E TV. Today we scheduled for a subject, a big subject, in connection with the Paris Global Warming Summit, attended by many leaders of the world. It is on the largest scale. I would say it is on the largest scale ever for a discussion of that subject. Joining me is a professional, a good friend of mine, Dr. Wei-Xing Tong of California Environmental Protection Agency, and also he's a member of the California Regional Water Quality Control Board.
Yes.
So, Dr. Tong, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I know it's early in the morning and it's a kind of a rush to get you here, and you got a busy schedule to attend. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for sharing the information.
Yeah.
Before that, we had the bad news yesterday regarding the San Bernardino shooting. And we know 14 people were killed, and 17 injured, and to a certain extent, different extent. And to those whose life is lost, and please join me, my dear audiences, for a small moment of silence. And thank you. And also for the families, the victims' family, either deceased or wounded. And our thoughts are with you. So we try to share this saddened moment with you, try to overcome it. We believe at the end of the day, life is still as good as before, right? So, all right. The summit in Paris, right, over the global warming issue on the most ever largest high elevation, attended by many leaders from different countries, including President Obama of the United States, President Xi Jinping of China, and many of those. So my first question, Dr. Tom, is it because I know that when it started years ago, around year 2000, was an issue that was only promoted by Al Gore, Bill Gates, a handful of people. Now you're talking about a whole world joining the party. So is it because the advocates are getting more, or is it because the problems, the symptoms are getting more noticed?
My observation, basically, I think it will be twofold. One, yes, and I think as the science advances, people do more research and collecting more data from all the parts of the world, and then the data indicating there's some significant change. So right now they call that not just a global warming; they call it climate change.
Climate change.
Climate change. That could be, yes, of course. Across the board, the whole planet, it's a temperature increase, global warming. But also we see that it's called extreme weather conditions.
All right.
You see a lot of places got flooding, and a lot of places got extreme drought, like California. We have like continued 4 years of drought, serious drought, ever, in the state of, history of state of California. So I think as we observe those phenomena, people start to realize that yes, we need to face this problem. Not just one place. It's a planet, the whole Earth, and the whole across the world. I think that's the fact. The other thing is, yes, people start to all the levels, start from local and ordinary people up to the government and the presidents, and all those. I think that's twofold. Those with those, I think that's we see this time in the Paris, and so many the world leaders came together, more than 100 countries, and they came together. I think that they want to face this problem. They want to try to come to a solution. I think the purpose of this whole conference.
Okay. Yes. And Dr. Tom, on the same issue, during the same time, we hear almost evenly opposing parties,
Right.
yeah, saying that this is a man-made issue. This is kind of like a fake condition, uh, and the temperature of changing 1 degree over 100 years is not a big deal. It's changing anyway. So we hear almost equally strong voices from the other side.
Right.
So is that a scientific argument or is that a political issue?
Well, this one is really hard to judge on that. Actually, we myself also I heard from different parties, from two sides. One side is really strongly emphasized on the global warming and the temperature increase, and there's a we call the red lines or kind of bottom part. It's 2 degrees. That's if you increase 2 degrees Celsius, then you will see a very severe and maybe catastrophic damage to some part of the world because of the coastal areas. And
Some coastal areas going to be
the island, those things. And on the other hand, there's a group of people. I don't know right now. You say it's even, but my observation, I think it may not be even, but for sure there are a group of scientists saying that this is a very normal phenomena. If you look at a large scale and over the geological time, that you have up and downs. You have a temperature increase and a temperature decrease. Those things. But one thing is for sure that we start to see more and more of severe weather conditions, and that's everybody accept that. That's probably you see, like I said, you have a lot of places. We call that 50 years, 100 years of event. It's like a flooding or drought.
A drought,
like drought in the state of California.
Yeah, California drought, right?
100 years.
That's a part of it.
100 years of record. Those things, they start to link those to we call the climate change conditions. So I think now they try to put those two together. One, people are saying global warming. Yeah, but just that's called. It's probably to one side, but the other is just say it's extreme weather conditions.
I see.
Those are,
Okay, with both sides laid here, you as a professional in the field, and at your position, also your agency, California Environmental Protection Agency, you do have your professional take about to what degree, what kind of problem it is, as to, in addition to us confirming it is a problem, right?
Yeah, well, once again, to recognize the problem is the one thing, the other is how to prepare for it.
Yeah,
that's
you're
another
right.
thing.
You're right,
Yeah, to approve or accept this, I think maybe take time for scientists or engineers to really to maybe collecting more data or maybe to do more study and to maybe confirm whether, because this is a large scale. It's not just a local, one city, one state, or even one country. This is a large scale globally. But I am sure myself, I'm not doing this research in this field, but I'm interested in it, and I'm also kind of looking into this and getting, if I see some data or some articles, and I'm kind of interested to getting into depth.
Sure.
I have my own, knowledge and my own opinion, and I will probably assess those.
Of course, yeah. That's exactly why I get you here, right?
And the other thing is that I think we can do more about is how to respond to this. Myself and also my agency, the Los Angeles Regional Water Quality Control Board.
Water Control Board.
Right. Yeah. We are kind of dealing with the water issues. So especially in Southern California, we have a coastal area. If you have temperature increase to a certain degree, then you have sea level rising, and then
because of melt of the icebergs.
Right, and then you affect those coastal areas. The life of actually there are some facilities, and also even some structures that are over there. So definitely will affect those. And my agency already have a group of called a task force, and then to look into this to so-called and prepare for those events.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Those are the areas we will touch one by one later into this show. But right now, I want to make some a clarification of the nature of the problem. And let's take a very short moment out. When we come back, shall we please start from the scientific point of view, see what exactly was the cause for the global warming, and which is which goes first, which goes after as consequences. All right, shall we please?
Sure.
All right, good. My dear audience, with me today is Dr. Wenxiang Tong of California Environmental Control Agency and also California Water Quality Control Board. So thank you for coming, and we will be right back after this short break.
Okay, sure.